So what you just saw there was an intro I've been working with that is going to be sort of a channel intro to my videos to come. I've never really had a consistent intro to my videos that said Dracus 360 on them, like I know a lot of people do. And so that's my attempt to do that, and I like it because it's black and white, it's grainy, and I like black and white and grainy.
Doctors said I wouldn't be able to use it. Well, what the hell do they know? I said.
Anyway, guys, this is Dracus 360, as I hope you all know, and I am going to do a little video today that just kind of gives you an outline of what the summer is going to look like for this channel and what the kind of things I'll be doing on this channel will be mainly over the summer, just sort of a rough outline. So, I've been doing work with, We Shall Sing, as I've made it clear. I uploaded a test video a while back of some animation I was doing with a couple of the characters, and I mean, that's one thing. I have a device I have for my camera that makes taking stop motion pictures a bit more stable, but overall what We Shall Sing is going rather slow. I'm having trouble weeding out some of the issues with its story, and I may have to go through some pretty radical changes to it overall in order to get it where I want it. There's just some issues with character development and conveying the story, and I just want it to be really good. I kind of don't want it to be quite like What We Cannot See. I know What We Cannot See had its perks, but I just want it to be a bit more professional than What We Cannot See. And I've told you this before, and what I'm getting at is it's looking like We Shall Sing may actually come after I do other things on this channel. Now, what are those other things? There are several things I've kind of wanted to put on this channel, serious videos, meaningful videos, and they're mainly standalone projects, things that are just on their own, not part of a series at all. And for the most part, the planning and the story outline for those standalone things, I've mainly got down in my head, and I'm fairly pleased with. There's little kinks here and there I have to work out, but overall, they are right now much more ready than We Shall Sing's story is. And it's gonna. My prediction is I'll end up getting a couple of those standalone projects done before I even get to We Shall Sing. I know I may have given you the idea that I'm working on We Shall Sing and that's my next thing, but right now it just isn't looking like that. So hopefully that doesn't perturb too many of you, and maybe spark some interest into some of the other things I'll be doing. I really think I can get out a couple of standalone projects before the summer's end on this channel, and that is overall what the summer for me is going to look like, and for Dracus 360, of course. On the topic of things that I've worked on, there is another thing that I wanted to let you guys know, and in this case you might be able to accuse me of milking something I had already finished, and that is What We Cannot See. I'm always coming back to it. The point here is, if you follow the series and if you know it, you know that it is filled with holes and filled with these bits of the story that have yet to be truly explained. There's parts of it that aren't really explained in the videos, and that's kind of done for a cinematic effect, but overall it leaves a lot of questions as to what happened in certain parts of the story. And I've always kind of wanted to explain that because in my head I had an idea, an understanding of what had happened, but I don't know if, you guys had the same thing. And so I wanted to give you guys my understanding of what happened in those story gaps. Namely, when I say the story gaps, I mean the things like between the seasons. In Season 1 and Season 2, how did Gavla come out of the pool? How did she end up turning out to be alive? How did the Monarch rise to power? Where did Sugard and Dacmea come from? What happened to the minifigs, and why did Icarax become the lone saboteur? Those type of things. And then there's a similar but not quite as massive gap between Season 2 and Season 3. There's a gap between the end of Pioneers and Season 1 of the main story. And there's also a great deal of material that occurs before even Pioneers does. So I wanted to basically take the entire What We Cannot See story, what I understand it to be, and put it into a coherent form that's fairly short, but that was kind of a failure in the end. Let me stop rambling and get to the point. I basically made a timeline of events for What We Cannot See. Now, if you go to my channel's description, which is now the About page on this stupid YouTube layout, you'll see a couple of links, and one of them is the What We Cannot See site. I put that site up just kind of for some personal closure right when I uploaded the final episode of What We Cannot See. And on that website, there's kind of an image gallery, and there's summaries of the different seasons of What We Cannot See. It's not a lot, but that's what's there. It's kind of a personal thing to give me some closure at the end of the series. But what I've recently done is I've taken this timeline of events and I've put it on that website. So it's there in a form that you can read. There's a thing at the bottom of the page you have to scroll, and it'll bring up more text and stuff. It's really strange, and I tried to make it more convenient, but it just didn't end up working out. And it was something I wanted to do to give you guys a clear understanding of what happened. And another nice thing about it is it spells out certain things that weren't really talked about in the video, that happened in the video. Things like with Gavla and her transformation, and things with different characters or events that happened off screen but were in one of the seasons. Things like that. There's the timeline doesn't focus so much on the development of the characters. It just focuses on the events that helped drive the story, that helped take the story from its beginning to its end. And when I mean beginning, I mean the very beginning of time in the What We Cannot See story. It begins with basically the old land, and then the sudden out of the blue rise of the minifig and Bionicle races and that type of thing. And it goes from that and eventually reaches the end of What We Cannot See. And it's very long. I'm gonna warn you, it's very long, and I don't know if it's really something you'd be interested in. But if there are people out there who still have any interest in What We Cannot See and would like to get those little gaps of the story cleared up, that is a way that you can do it. It's up on the website, and I thought I'd put it up for you guys. Basically, it's also sort of for me as a final goodbye to the series. I can just sort of put it to rest. So, for your convenience, I'll link you to the website in this video's description if you're interested. But that's essentially the main thing I'm using this video to tell you guys, is not only what I will be doing over the summer, but also what I have done already, and that's this timeline. So if any of you are still interested in What We Cannot See, then that is basically a complete timeline of events from the beginning to the end, and it's very long. But if you liked What We Can, if you lasted through all those episodes, you could probably handle a little reading. But that's all up to you guys, and it's almost 3 in the morning where I am, so I'm probably gonna crash right about now. But anyway, I want to wish you guys all a good week, and I will catch you all in my next video, which is probably going to be serious. I know I've only uploaded junk videos lately, but the next serious video is coming up, and it's very serious, like within the Bionicle universe. That's a new one for this channel. Something within the Bionicle universe for a chance. Yeah, that's one of the standalone projects I'm working on, and then there's other things too. So I hope you guys keep your interest and keep your subscription and stuff like that, and I will catch you all in the next videos. See you later, guys.